what's up you guys, it's me Sanne and I'm back with another beauty video, and it's actually quite a similar video to last week's because I'm reviewing another Huda Beauty dupe. I know. Also, we have a fun little new background going on. That's because it is like about 32 degrees outside currently, and my room is on the south end of the house and it's so bloody hot in my room. If you're sitting in my room without a fan on, you'll just be sweating because you're sitting in there. It's so hot, and it's already like really hot in here. I'm sitting downstairs. It's already really hot in here, and I had to close the door because of all the outside noises. So I'll be filming this video really quick so I can open up the door again and actually have some fresh air coming in. Yeah, I'm sitting downstairs. I got a nice little background with all of my plants. Well, not all of mine, but like this is my mom's plant, and then I have my plants, this is a happy bean, and then I have 2 baby pillayas, and then I have 3 more baby pillayas, and the big one. This is my Peperomia polypteria, and it's cute, but it's like it had a little accident in the car, so it lost almost all of its leaves, and it only had 1 left, but now it has like 5 or something, so it's slowly recovering. But yeah, that's my like little background for today. But yeah, today I'll be doing another Huda Beauty dupe review, because last week I reviewed the FAB Factory Tropical Beauty palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Neon Orange Obsessions palette. After I got it from the Action, I was like, you know, the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions range has 3 different palettes. Maybe FAB Factory also made 3 different palettes? I'm not sure. So I just checked the Action again and I found the green palette as well. I'm not sure if they have a pink palette because it's also not on the website. So I don't think they have the Pink Obsessions one. But they do have the Neon Green Obsessions dupe. Yeah, I just thought I'd review that one as well, because the last 2 dupes by FAB Factory were like surprisingly good. So I hope this one will be as well, because it's so affordable. It is 1.95 euros, so about just over $2. But as you probably can tell, I'm already wearing most of my base makeup because I'll be reviewing the palette, of course. And I wanted to get all my base makeup done so I can focus on the palette. So yeah, it's this one. It's the little cute green one. Like, the different palettes don't have different names or anything. They're both called the Tropical Beauty palettes. So you just have to distinguish between the green one and the orange one, I think. Yeah, let's have a quick chat about packaging, because like I said about the orange one, it feels really small. Like, it feels very small for a 9-pan palette, but I'm also not sure how big the Huda Beauty ones are because I don't own them. So I can't compare that really, but it feels very small. But it's also like a nice compact size to walk around with and bring with you. It does feel and look a bit like very cheap plastic. This one actually does close properly. Great. The orange one didn't, so I guess I just had like a broken one. And on the inside there's a little mirror, which is really nice. I really enjoy that. There's also the little sponge applicator, which no one uses, so I'll just throw that away. The palette in all its glory. I took a look at like what the Huda Beauty ones exactly look like. I'll put it up here. The other palette, the orange palette, is much more of a dupe. The shades are much more similar and they had like the amount of shimmers and such were very similar. This one is a tiny bit different, but it's definitely inspired by the Huda Beauty palette. So top row, 3 green shades, same as the Huda Beauty palette. In the Huda Beauty palette, just this one is a shimmer. In this case, this one is also a shimmer. Middle row, like the shades are very similar, but this one should be a little more blue. And the white shade is actually a matte white, while in the Huda Beauty palette, it's a shimmery white. So that's about the same. And then the bottom row is the most different, I think, because we do have like a bright pink, but this pink is also a tiny bit shimmery. It's not fully matte. And then we suddenly have a dark green. I don't know where the dark green comes from, but we now have a dark green instead of another shimmery purple. I kind of like that because, of course, it's a green palette. Like, this one just has a nice deep green shade with it, which you can expand your green a little bit. I feel like I can make like a fully green look with just this palette, and with the Huda Beauty palette, with the Huda Beauty palette, I couldn't make a fully green look because I don't have like a deep green or anything. It's kind of the comparison, so I think the orange one was a lot more similar to the Huda Beauty original than this one is to the original. The swatches seemed quite decent. The quality is just as good as the orange one. It's a great product. It's just not like an exact dupe of the Huda Beauty palette, but very, 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 very similar. I think we're just gonna get into using it and making a little look with it. I'm just quickly going to apply some eyeshadow primer because I use eyeshadow primer in almost all my looks, so I want the eyeshadow to have the same opportunity as all my other eyeshadows. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. It's a bit inspired by a look that I did earlier with like purple and blue. I really like the placement of the colors on the eye compared to each other, so I am gonna do something similar to that, but just with these colors. So I'm going to start with this pink shade, actually, the bright pink, which is a bit matte. It's like matte with just a slight shimmer in it, so I'm thinking it won't turn out like very shimmery on my eye. And it has quite a bit of pigment, but I must say like the pink and the orange palette actually surprised me with how bright it was, but like it has quite a decent amount of pigment. So I'm just blending that into kind of like the inner corner of my crease, like that. This pink blends better than the pink shade in the orange palette from last week. I really like this shade, it's just a really pretty pink shade. And now I'm going in with this green one, and I'm gonna put this in the outer corner. I'm gonna try to blend it in with the pink, which is quite difficult. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out because like they are complementary colors, but there are, ooh, look at that. Of course they are gonna blend a bit like brownish because now it's green and pink. Combine those two and you get a bit like brown shade. And you know that the pigment in the green is actually really good. Okay, so I'll actually be moving this color underneath my eye as well. So now I'm grabbing this dark green one and I'm just moving that inside the outer corner. Just gonna try to deepen up the outer corner a bit. And I feel like I kind of oversaturated my outer corner with the bright green already, so this doesn't blend that well. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly cut my crease so I can add some extra colors on top of my eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just quickly cut my crease and I'm gonna be applying the other shades. So I'm gonna be starting with this one because this is the darkest one. And I'm gonna be putting that near the outside of my cut crease. This one has a bit of fallout, especially with like applying it with a flat brush. The shimmer shades in the other palette really didn't have this much fallout, so that's a bit sad. So I applied the darkest shimmer shade and now I'm going in with the second darkest shimmer shade, which is more of like this pink one. I'm just applying that next to it, blending it a bit. This one does apply a lot nicer than the other one. Okay, so we have that, and now I'm just gonna apply this shade, which is the lightest shade. This one also seems a bit more dry, so this has a very, very nice glitter to it. There's just a glitter in my eye. Yeah, so this one does have a lot of fallout as well. I do have a lot of glitter stuck to my cheeks now. Just gonna grab a fluffy brush and move into that white one and try to get like a very light, maybe even my fingers. I'm just gonna add it to the inner corner to lighten it up a bit. This isn't the most pigmented white, but I also think like whites are very hard to get right. For such a low budget palette, this is decent. Like I'm getting that inner corner highlight down pretty well, even if it's a matte white. Just gonna grab myself a small fluffy brush, and like the only shade I haven't used yet are these two. So I'm going to use this one and a bit like underneath here. Oh, that's a nice shade. And then I just want to put a bit of this yellowish green on top of the inner corner highlight. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it would be more of like a shimmer with a yellowish undertone, but you know, it's very yellow, which looks cute. I like it. It's also greatly pigmented. Okay, so I used literally every single color on my eyelids. I'm not sure if I like this look or not. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on some mascara and eyeliner and such and kind of like finish up this look. And then I'll talk to you about this little palette again. Okay, I'm back. This is the final look. You know, it didn't turn out that pretty just because apparently my blending skills aren't that good yet. And that's fine, I'll just have to work on that. So I just put on a big pair of eyelashes. Whenever your eye look didn't turn out the way you want to, just plop on some eyelashes and then you're good, because with eyelashes on everything looks just good. So yeah, I put on the biggest pair I could find. Like, these are my favorite eyelashes, but they're also like very dramatic and very big for me personally. So I don't wear them that often, but are really pretty. These are the Dazzle lashes from Lenny Lash. I'll put a link down below where you can get them because they are so pretty. Let's talk about the palette a bit before I'm done. Considering it should be kind of like a Huda Beauty dupe, it isn't exactly the same. One shade is completely different and the rest is just a tiny bit off, especially if it's a shimmer or not, but it is definitely greatly inspired by the Huda Beauty palette, and it definitely, like, you can definitely call it a dupe. I like most of the shades in the palette, like especially like the matte shades in this palette do perform really well. The two shimmery shades do have a lot of fallout, so be aware of that. The thing is, this thing is €2. If the quality is this good, like look at the colors, the pigmentation in these is great. I did a very decent eye look with it. You're getting all of that for only €2. It's like, why wouldn't you spend that little money just to have a few extra shades lying around, which you can use if you like to use bright colors, you know? Also the orange palette that I reviewed last week, both of them are like good palettes, especially for the price. So like, you're not buying something crappy for cheap, you know? You're buying something that you can actually use for really cheap, so that's my opinion on it. If you do want like the actual Huda Beauty palette, like I said in last video, just save for the Huda Beauty palette because you probably want it because of the brand and the quality of that brand. So just save up for that one and then get that one, because you'll be much happier with that one than if you get a cheap version, which is good and fun to work with. But if you're actually looking for the Huda Beauty one, then you won't be that happy with this one. So is this little palette Sanne approved? I think so, yes. That was my little review of the FAB Factory Tropical Beauty Green palette. If you want a written review of these two neon palettes, I am currently working on it and I will upload it on my blog very soon. Keep up with my socials and you'll find it on there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my socials and my blog are linked down below. And that's it for today. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles!